In this video, we are looking at one of the different types of projects that you can create in Visual Studio. And this one is quite important. It is the unit test library. Now, a unit test library or unit test project allows us to create tests that we can then run against the code of one of our projects to make sure that code is working properly. You can create a unit test project separately, or you can create it as a second project under the same solution as the code you're wanting to test. So to create one, we come over to the Start and we click New Project. In our Visual C# section, we come down to the Test, and you can see that there's a unit test project. So typically the naming structure for these is the name of the project that you want to test and then the word test, but it doesn't matter. You can name them whatever you like. So I could name this first lesson test and click OK. And Visual Studio is going to set up the test project. I'm going to click cancel on this window. And you can see that opens the first unit test1.cs file and gives us some code to work with. Now, we don't have as many using statements in a test project as we do in a regular project that's going to run like a console project, but there is some similar structure. So we do have a namespace, we do have a class, and we have kind of similar to the main, we have this method, this test method. Now, these badges up here in the square brackets allow the compiler to understand different sections of the project. And as we get into writing our own tests in this C# course, we'll get into how to work with these unit test files in more depth. But let's come over to the Solution Explorer and look at what one of these projects looks like. It looks extremely similar to our console application. So you can see that there's properties and references and then our unit test.cs. So once we have our code written for our project and we're ready to start testing, we'll learn how to create these unit test projects, write the code that tests, so that we can evaluate whether or not our code is working as expected. But for now, just take a look around the unit test project and get familiar with the structure.